What is going on, guys? Welcome back. The video you're about to watch is taken from my full album reaction, which is live on Patreon. If you would like to support me directly as a creator, the link is in the description. Let's get into the video. Baby, you're all that I want. Why am I getting that melody? When I'm lying here and... No? Okay, I'm always a fan of a good mood setter for an album. That was beautiful. Ooh, that delay. Oh yeah, we are back in Progville, lads. I've just come from listening to Alpha Wolf, A Quiet Place to Die. 37 minutes of chaos, so as you can imagine, this is a nice, welcome change of pace. God, the way that delayed guitar comes in again is so nice. Oh god, this is... Oh, don't do that. Don't gently over it. Just good old-fashioned prog. We're getting a little bit heavier now. Bass is heavy. Listen to the growl off that bass here. Hold on. Oh, you can just hear that bass being... That's a real raw bass tone, like let it ring out. Yeah, I don't know how I would have felt about this 2 years ago. Ooh, cleans. I'm here for it. Give me more of that. Jai Guru Deva Om. Glory to the shining remover of darkness. Oh. The album's called Language. I've just clicked. He's speaking in a different language. The album's called Language. It makes sense now. Disconnected by irons. Left a it has begun. It's not really evoking any emotion at all for me. It's just kind of... It's happening and I'm listening to it and that's really it, you know? I'll be honest, what I was going to say there was it was kind of boring me a little bit. Look, I'm all for throwing headphones on and spending an hour and a half listening to an album that brings you from A to B and not worrying about being constantly blasted by riffs all day long. You know, I don't have to, you know, have constant, you know, emotional feedback from a song. Like I don't need to be continuously fed that dopamine hit to, you know, be happy with a song. But if we are going to go down this really prog route of, you know, slow build-ups, really traditionally progressive prog music, it needs to give me more, it needs to give me something. And I just feel like this was like, it's taking that slower, you know, build approach, and I just didn't feel like the payoff there. Like it's like the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It does sound great though, like the production's phenomenal. I'd say it would actually be quite a nice relaxing album to even drift off to. That sounds kind of disrespectful coming from the fact that I just said I'm not that into it, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either, you know. But I suppose the prog that I'm enjoying a lot more now is like almost like a middle ground between this music and say like metalcore. But then again, this is beautiful here. This is reminding me of another band that I've covered before. Who is it? It's maybe a little bit like Stephen Wilson from Porcupine Tree. It's actually maybe a little bit more akin to his solo work. Can't tell if he's like growling there or if that's the effects they have on the vocals. I really don't think those vocals worked there at all. It just didn't sound right. It's almost like a different era of prog. It's like a more mature prog that I'm into, I think. Yeah, like when you compare the different elements of prog, like Tesseract for example, Tesseract feels a little bit more new age, whereas these, it just feels like this is catering to a more mature, older audience, in my opinion. Which again, ironically, is something that I actually got into metal with. So, like Dream Theater were one of the earliest bands I did in the channel. Tool. Now Tool are a little bit different, I think. Tool have a lot more groove in it, which does appeal to me a lot more. It kind of feels outdated to me, if that makes sense. Like what this album was 2015. It feels like I'm going back in the archives here and listening to something that, you know, really hasn't, you know, stood the test of time, I want to say. Yeah, it's just not, as you can see, it's not evoking anything from me. I can't help that, you know. Yeah, it's just not really like sparking any form of emotional connection with me at all. Again, there's been some nice moments like this where it's quite chilled out, laid back. But like outside the context of a reaction video, I gotta be honest, I think I'd have already turned this album off. The best moments so far have been those delayed guitars moments. And again, this isn't to be confused with the fact that clearly very talented. Music is very well composed, produced very well, but it's just not me. Kind of like spectacle music, if anything. Like seeing this live, I'd say it'd be amazing to see, but like musically, it just doesn't like it doesn't have any replayability factor to me. Drumming reminds me a lot of Danny Carey from Tool. Ooh, that vocal layering is pretty nice. That segment there really reminds me of... Oh, what Tool song is that? Who knows what Tool song that is I'm talking about this? Okay, I'm actually very conscious of the fact that this will probably get blocked for using this, so I need to be very careful. But I think it's that last section there. That yeah, it has that same kind of scratchy how would you even describe that? I don't know what that is, if that's coming from the guitar or the bass. It doesn't sound as bassy in this track, but in Tool's one it sounds more like a muted guitar with heavy bass on it. I kind of liked the vocals that we got there, but I feel like it just kind of quickly, as quick as it came in, it left just as quickly. I feel like we didn't really get enough of that. Even that little bit of like melody that it was almost hinting at there probably would have been enough to change my mind about this album if we got more of that, you know. I don't think there's any like resurrection on my thoughts. It's just the overall sound is not really me anymore, you know. It's funny because like I keep saying, this is in and around the music that I got into metal with, but I think it was more so I was intrigued by the overall layering and the structure of tracks. Being prog is just so all over the place, but over time I've started to, you know, really hone in on the exact sounds that I really like from prog, and that is using Periphery as that perfect example, where they do a lot of what the Contortionists are doing, but their vocal styles and their implementation of the more modern guitar sound is definitely something that I fuck with a lot more. And I always come at these comments as a, you know, from an angle that people are going to be angry with me, but it's never the case. I don't even know why I need to keep, you know, prefacing everything that I say with, you know, oh, but you know, it's not to say that these guys aren't good. You guys know that I can appreciate talent, but it's also just important to remain honest with these videos, and this is just how I feel, because sometimes when you do a few videos back to back that, you know, videos that you haven't been too impressed with, yeah, it can be hard to come back on like video after video and just say, I don't like this one, I don't like this one, I don't like this one. I actually did really like that vocal segment, to be fair. Credit where it's due. I like that. But is it enough to save an album? No. Unfortunately not.